Hi everyone, good evening guys, welcome back. So finally RE-NEET exam is over. Finally it is over. Hi everyone, good evening guys, welcome back. Am I audible and visible? Good evening everyone. So yes guys, finally the RE-NEET exam is over, and how was your paper? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section and the live chat. Yes, first of all, please share this session with all your friends so that everybody can see how their paper went. Let me know in the chat, how was your paper? Did you find it as easy as the previous one, or was it slightly difficult? What I feel is paper was almost the same, like the ease level was almost the same, just there was few more numericals, especially from, like, interestingly, more questions from. Yes, yes. Yes, guys. So, there were more numericals from questions based on graphs, based on growth graphs, right? So that was little unexpected. Like, you actually had to solve those questions. So that numerical aspect wise, I feel the paper was slightly tricky. Otherwise, I found the paper more balanced, more questions from physiology, and like it was more balanced. What is your take on that? Please let me know. And quickly share the session with all your friends. Physics was tough. Yes, that's what I have heard. Physics and chemistry was, uh, yes, it was little tough. Physics and chemistry was moderate. Bio was easy. Ecology has become their favorite subject, guys. Ecology has become their favorite topic. Shall we start with the discussion? Give me a thumbs up, guys. Quickly let me know. Shall we start with the discussion? Yes or no? Physics was difficult. Last time you got 537. Now, what do you think you will be scoring this year? So this in RE-NEET exam, let's find it out. Let's discuss the questions in detail and find how did we have to attempt the paper. Not little tough, it was very tough. Unknown gamer, then that depends on your preparation also. Let's find it out, guys. Starting with the first question. So see, the class name Reptilia refers to creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. That is right. So reptilia word comes from reptire. So reptire means crawling. So this is absolutely true. Then it says all organisms belonging to reptilia have three-chambered heart. Yes, they have three-chambered heart, but now they have used the word all. Now that's where the statement goes wrong, because we know there are three exceptions. Crocodile family has four-chambered heart. Yes or no? So what about the first question? The correct answer is statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Now see, another numerical. How many turns of Calvin cycle are required for the formation of 3 molecules of glucose? So guys, we know that in C3 cycle, we need 6 C3 cycles to form 1 glucose molecule. And now it is asking for the production of 3 molecules of glucose. So 6 cycles make 1 glucose molecule. How many cycles will be required? Answer will be 18. Please tell me, is this clear? Have you marked this answer? Photorespiration reaction, guys, catalyzed by Rubisco is shown by. So RUBP, when binds with oxygen, what does it form? It forms 1 molecule of 3-phosphoglycerate and 1 molecule of 2-phosphoglycolate. This is a 2-carbon compound which gives photorespiration the name C2 cycle. Yes or no? Have we done this or not? Then in gymnosperms, guys, in gymnosperms, male and female gametophytes are retained within the sporangia. This feature is true for angiosperms as well as gymnosperms. Have we or have we not discussed it in the life cycle? All those flowcharts we have seen, right? So this is absolutely true. And in gymnosperms, guys, seeds are not covered. Now this statement has been repeated from 3rd May exam. This statement is repeated. Just this statement. There was only one question from plant kingdom and it was around this, right? So both the statements are true. Answer is 2. Is that clear? Now moving on to the next, how many molecules of pyruvic acid are produced at the end of glycolysis from 206 molecules of glucose? So we know that one glucose molecule gives you how many pyruvic acids? Two molecules. So if there are 206 molecules of glucose, you just have to double it up, right? So how many molecules of pyruvic acid will be formed? Answer will be 412. I'm actually scared about the student who has attempted this question paper. Many silly mistakes. So answer would be 412. You just have to twice it. Is this point clear to all? Is that clear to all? Right? Moving on now to the next, just a second. All right, moving on to the next question now. Fusion of protoplasm, that is known as plasmogamy. Fusion of two nuclei is known as karyogamy, and generation of haploid spores, that is meiosis. So answer will be 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1. This is the answer. Is that clear? Now, mitochondria, inner membrane encloses. What is present within the inner membrane? Inner membrane encloses the matrix. So we don't call it cytosol, we call it matrix. Answer will be 2. Phyllotaxy, very easy question. So now this time it has given some very easy questions which are not even supposed to be asked probably from a NEET student, right? And then there are some unexpected questions also. So NTA has actually acted very unexpected this time. So see, phyllotaxy is a pattern of arrangement of leaves, right? Then mad cow disease, we know it is the Creux-Jacobs disease, right? Mad cow disease is caused by prions. Answer will be 2. Next question. Vertebra order from head to toe. Unfair, we'll come on to those questions also. Please, let's focus on these questions. We'll take every question step by step. So cell theory, easiest question, even 9th standard student can answer this. It was formulated by Schleiden and Schwann. Now moving on to question number 101. Which plant growth regulator promotes internodal elongation prior to cabbage? So there is just one hormone that we have studied which is involved in elongation, be it the shape of the fruit or the stem. Answer is gibberellic acid. This is the answer. So which pigment has absorption peak of 700 nanometer in PS1? So we know it is the chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A has two forms, one with maximum 680 and another maxima at 700. So it is the chlorophyll A. Now Sphenopsida class belongs to, see, I actually told you. NTA loves asking question around the classes of pteridophytes. Sometimes it asks question around what? The examples, and see, this time it has asked the question around class itself. Sphenopsida class belongs to pteridophytes. NTA loves this question. Now, which of the following represents a correct sequence of arrangement in the lower limbs? So, lower limb, you have to give the correct sequence. Answer is femur, that is the thigh bone. Then comes your kneecap, then your tibia, and finally your ankle bones, that is tarsals. Answer is 4. Please let me know if this is clear to all of you. Is that clear to all of you? Yes, please. Anyone with any doubt? Yes, please. Let me know guys in the chat how many questions are right for every student till now. How many questions have been right till now? Which of the following plant growth regulator is used as a herbicide? So we have just read about one herbicide which is an auxin, and that is 2,4-D. Remember, used as a weedicide for dicots. Easiest question that they could ask from this chapter. Genus, very easy question. Genus represents what? A group of closely related species. I don't think anybody would have gone wrong with this question. One wrong, all right except one. Very good. All right. Bala has done all right till now. Very good guys. So keep updating me, and also after this session you have to update in the comment section how many marks are you scoring guys, and also you can get your rank prediction also done here. So the link is already given in the description box. Get your rank predicted. Okay, now the plastid that stores a xanthophyll. We know xanthophylls are colored pigments, not green, right? So they are red, yellow. So xanthophylls will be present in chromoplast. Chloroplast contains the chlorophyll. So answer is not chloroplast, answer is chromoplast. Now in water, frogs respire using. So frogs in water, frogs respire through skin. Frogs respire through skin. One, they use this cutaneous respiration only underwater. We are talking about the adult frog. Again, now, which of the following is not a characteristic of chordates? Not a characteristic. Focus on this word. So, presence of post-anal tail, yes, it is present. Presence of notochord, that is a main criteria. Central nervous system is on the dorsal side, absolutely true. But absence of gill slits, this is wrong, and this is the answer. Pharyngeal gill slits are present in all chordates. They may be diminished later on, they may disappear later on, like in our case, but they were present in our embryonic stage. So answer is 4. Answer is 4. All right, guys. Now, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SCR, very easy question. This statement is also found in class 9 NCRT, right? So what is SCR doing? And SCR is a site for carbohydrate synthesis? No. Has ribosomes? No. That will make it RER. It is a major site for lipid synthesis. This is the answer for 110. Is that clear to all? Now, which of the following are characteristics of prokaryotic cell, guys? Prokaryotic. So in prokaryotic, we know ribosomes are of 70S type with 50S and 30S. This is true. They have plasmids. Yes. They have mesosomes, right? Peroxisomes are structures present in eukaryotic cells. So what is the answer? A, B, C. Answer will be 1. Let me know in the chat. Yes. How many of you have done this question right? You might have gone wrong with this last option. Yes, guys. How many of you have done it right? Everybody. Hurry. First solve the paper, na? Then we will find out the cutoff. Cutoff will be almost the same level or slightly lower. It won't go higher than the previous level. That is something that I'm very sure about. It will either be of the same thing, same level of cutoff, or it might go little down. All right, guys. Now, next is question number 112. See these questions. I know you've got different codes, but please find out this question and see the answer. Cristae, cisternae, thylakoids, and phospholipid, guys. So, what about cristae? What about cisternae? Cristae are found in mitochondria. A2, right? Then B4, these are disc shaped. Thylakoids are found in flat. Answer will be, these are the flat membrane sacs in chloroplast. Phospholipids are found in cell membrane. Answer is 3. Yes, guys. Is this question right for everyone? Is this question right for everyone? Right? Moving on. Which of the following statements related to pituitary gland are correct? They have not mentioned any anterior or posterior. So we have to check the answer for all the all the structures. So it is divided anatomically into adeno and neurohypophysis. NCRT direct line. Yes. Secretes FSH, the interior one. Yes. It secretes MSH also, the intermediate part, and does not secrete prolactin. Now, this is a false statement because anterior pituitary does secrete prolactin. So, answer A, B, C, answer will be 3. Answer will be 3. Is that clear to all? Right? Now, moving on to question number 114. Which of the following statements regarding photorespiration are correct? They are asking for correct statements. They've asked second question on photorespiration. Now, they do not occur in C3. No, this is wrong. C3 plants show low productivity because of photorespiration. CO2 is consumed and O2 is generated. No, it is not generated here. Then, phosphoglycolate is formed. Now, the same question has been asked previously. And then, no synthesis of ATP. This is true. So, that is why photorespiration is a wasteful process. Answer would be C and D. Please let me know, guys, if this question is right for everyone. Yes, guys. Was that super easy for everyone? Let's move on to the next question, guys. It says, which of the following statements is just a second. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Wait. Just a second, guys. Reload. Physics. All right, got 360 in bio. Ma'am from Tamil Nadu. Wow, Dhanwant. Congratulations. 360 in biology. You are going to score very good this time then. So, next question is here. Next question is, which of the following statements is incorrect, guys? Which of the following statements is incorrect, it is saying. So, fibrinogen is produced from fibrin. Now, this is a wrong statement. Why? And this is the answer. It is fibrin which is changed into fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is the monomer and fibrin is the polymer. So this is the wrong statement. Arrange the following groups in the ascending order. Now this question is a PYQ. They have again asked this question. So ascending order. So see here. The ascending order, the lowest species, the lowest one will be species. After species, it would be genus. So GA. Answer will be this. Answer will be option number 2. Now select the correct sequence of understanding. Now this I consider was a tough question. This I consider was a tough question because this was not expected that you will have to learn the experiments in the chronology, right? So I would consider this a trickier and a tougher question. So what is the answer here? Answer is this. Answer is 3. So first it was the role of air was determined by, or it was established by Joseph Priestley, the same who discovered oxygen. Then release of oxygen was found. Then production of glucose, then the absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A. So this was the chronology of the experiments during the understanding of photosynthesis. Next, very simple question. So this was a very predicted question, guys. There are certain tables that we have repeatedly asked you to revise, right? We have told you that a table which explains the functions of proteins, secondary metabolites, questions are supposed to come from that. And see, here it is. So starch, what does starch do? So starch is a form of food in which it is stored. Antibody, it fights infections, right? Then concavalin is a lectin, and GLUT4 helps in glucose transfer. So answer is 2143. 2143. Answer is 3. Yes, guys. Is that clear to all? Is that clear to all? Yes or no? So guys, if you want to practice many questions, except for this question which was unexpected till now, there is not even a single question that we have not discussed in the class. So now 2026 is done. Finally, however you feel, if you feel that you want to go for now another attempt, for example, if somebody has not gone through this, has not been able to crack this paper, make sure that you join now our next NEET 2027 batch, which is starting from 30th of June, and the prices are really less for a very limited time, guys. The price is only 4,699. So you know the chemistry and the biology and the physics panel, and you know all these things are already practiced in the classes. We have practiced these questions in our special classes, and I'll be sharing those questions exactly which have been from our classes, right? So make sure that if any one of you wants to appear for 2027, all the other students who are preparing for 2027, make sure that you join these batches. And yes, guys, please take a rank predictor now so that you can understand how much score are you getting this time. So these batches are starting from 30th June, guys, and enroll quickly. So there are English as well as English batches. I will be taking only English batches, Phoenix 2.0, and these are my teammates. And let's get back to the question here. Yes, so question 119 here. So very easy. Number of vertebrate in human is, how many vertebrae are present? How many small bones are present? Answer is 26. You have 26 vertebrae. I really am scared for this student who has marked it 7. So it has not asked how many cervical vertebra. So that student must have been expecting that question and has quickly marked this question. How many of you have marked 7 as an answer? Is there anybody sitting here who has marked 7 as an answer? Yes, guys. Next question, endomembrane. Isn't this a PYQ, guys? Isn't this a PYQ? And the most expected question, endomembrane system, yes please, ER, Golgi body, lysosomes and vacuole. Answer is 2. Now, length of the stem. This was again a little tough question. I would consider this because, see, we have only been learning the formula. We have not solved the questions around it. Isn't that? We don't expect that. But we have solved. I have solved these questions in my special classes. So those of you who have joined me in my special classes, we have solved this similar question, guys. Length of the stem at time 0 is 20 centimeter. Arithmetic growth is 30 centimeter. What is the length of the stem at the end of 7th day? Yes, please. So how do we have to solve this question? How do we have to solve this question? So it is a basic formula, that is LT is equal to, this is the formula that you have to use, L0 plus RT. If you put it all in this formula, you will easily get the answer as 230 centimeter. Answer will be 230 centimeter. Let me know how many of you have found this question right. How many of you have did this right? Yes, please. Quickly let me know. It is LT plus L0 plus RT. So basically this value, this is L0, this was the initial value, growth rate, this is R, and T is 7. If you put this, guys, this is, answer will be 230 centimeter. Is that clear? Now next question, match list 1 with list 2. Spherical R, focus. Rod R, bacillus. Comma is vibrio. Spiral is spiralum. So what is the answer? It is 2, then 4, then 1, and then 3. Answer is 1. Next question. Very simple question. Number of action potential generated by SAN in a human, healthy human person per minute. So basically we know the number of action potential generated by SAN is exactly equal to the heart rate. So what is the heart rate? Answer is 70 to 75. Very easy. Let's move on. List 1 with list 2. Which of these is the family? Another very predicted question, guys. Very predictable question. So we have done this already in our classes. So family, which one of them is a family here? The family is Anacardiaceae. What about genus? So the genus is Mangifera. Class is, order is Sapindales, right? And then quickly let me know what is the answer here. 124. What have you marked, guys? What have you marked? Yes, please. And don't just key. We have to understand every question. So see. Yes, please. What is the answer here, guys? Answer is family is 3. Family is 3, B is 5. Answer can be easily marked, that is 1. Now, which of the following is not a part of human central nervous system? It is saying central nervous system. Not. Pericardium is not a part of this, because pericardium is a protective covering around your heart, while these are the protective coverings around your central nervous system. So answer will be 1, because you have to mark not a part. Now, chromosomes are fully condensed at the end of prophase 1. Yes or no? True. Then meiosis 1 resembles mitosis. This is wrong. It is not meiosis 1, it is meiosis 2. Answer is statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is false. Now moving on to the next question, that is 127. Marginal placentation, guys. Marginal placentation is shown by P. Answer is A4. A4. Then axile placentation is tomato. Then parietal placentation is shown by RG Mon. Answer is C1. This will be the answer. This will be the answer. Next is symbiotic association between fungi and algae. How simple is the answer? Fungi and algae. Oh my God. I am really sorry for the student. Why mycorrhiza? See, thus such things happen when you sit with a very panic-stricken mindset. And you're over expecting that this question should come. Answer is fungi and algae. It has to be lichens. Then which of the following is not a prokaryote? Not a prokaryote. Fungus is a eukaryote? Yes. So these are all prokaryotes. Answer is 1. Very easy question. Arrange the following elements in the descending order of their contribution. I have clearly predicted this question in the class. I told you from this table of Earth's crust and human's body, don't learn the percentage, at least learn the descending order, guys. So for human body, what is the mnemonic we have learned? OC Hun. So answer is OC Hun. A, B, C, D. So you have to tell in the descending order, right? Answer has to be A, B, C, D. Answer is 2. Answer is 2. Now, which of the following is incorrect? Beta cells secrete insulin. This is true. Alpha secrete glucagon. True. Alpha secrete insulin. Now, this is false. Glucagon stimulates glycogenolysis. This is also right. Which of the following characteristics, guys? Yes. Which of the following characteristic features of Solanaceae family? Flowers are bisexual, actinomorphic, true. 5 sepals and petals, sepals united, true. Androecium with 5 stamens and epipetalous, true. Ovary is not inferior here, ovary is superior. So answer should be 2. Please let me know that these questions are right. Yes. How many questions have gone wrong till now? How many questions have gone wrong till now, guys? Quickly let me know. Quick. Keep checking and keep letting me know in the chat, guys. Now, when any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into 2 identical halves, any plane, this is called radial symmetry. Yes or no? In the phylum Echinodermata, both adults and larvae have radial symmetry. Wrong. See, generally larva and adult are supposed to have same symmetry, but not in case of echinoderms. Larva has the bilateral symmetry. Yes. So answer is statement A is correct and B is wrong. Right. Now, correct sequence, very easy question, of the cell cycle. It is G1, S, G2 and M. Answer is 4. Again, second question from frogs, the number of pairs of cranial nerves, guys. So compared to us, we have 12 pairs, they have 10 pairs of cranial nerves. Moving on to question number 136. Given below are the 2 statements. In a recombinant DNA technology, lysozyme is used for disrupting the bacterial cells, while cellulase is used for the plant cells. This is true. And then, in isolation of genetic material is needed for the disruption. This is also true, and answer is both are correct. Why do we use these? Because and it makes complete sense, because isolation of genetic material means we have to disrupt everything else present in the cell. Yes, guys, please let me know that these points are clear to all. Quick. Are these clear? Are these clear to everyone? Right? All right. Moving on to the next part of the question. So it says the method of directly injecting sperm into the ovum. This is known as intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Next, adaptive radiation in placental mammals and Australian marsupials. The similarity between distant species is an example of. Very easy question. Very easy question, leading to the similarity between the distant species. This is known as convergent evolution. I was expecting a little tough question out of this topic, but they have kept it very simple, guys. Now, given below are the 2 statements. One is assertion reason. So in an experiment, Mendel observed that F1 progeny are all tall and none are dwarf, right? We know this. This is true. All the F1 generation shows dominant trait. Stem height is a contrasting trait, with tall being dominant and dwarf being recessive. So we know this as well, that during the F1 condition, it was a hybrid situation, and hybrids, it is during the heterozygous state that we find the law of dominance, right? So answer is both are correct and R is the correct explanation. Answer is A. Now question number 140. Yes, question number 140. See here. 140, guys. Okay, so you have to arrange the following in the descending order. Now this was also a slightly unexpected question. Descending order in the number of species in the Amazonian rainforest. So you have to mark it in the descending order. So the answer would be 3. So that means maximum are the invertebrates, then we have plants, then we have fishes, then birds, and finally mammals. Is that clear? Now, sponges exchange oxygen with CO2 by simple diffusion over their entire body surface. They don't have any specialized respiratory structures. Now, a person with blood group O, which of the following is not a possible combination of parents' blood group genotype? So, if a person is blood group O, what is not possible? See, for a person to be blood group O, both the parents need to have at least one small I. Yes or no? So if this father doesn't have small I, mother has. So O is not possible in this case. Answer is 1. So both the parents should have at least one I to make a child O. So answer is A. Is that clear? Now, modern Homo sapiens arose in Australia? No, it is clear-cut NCERT line. They arose in Africa and then moved across continents. So this is wrong. They arose around 75,000 to 10,000 years ago. This is right. And therefore, answer is B is incorrect and statement 1 is correct. Is that clear? Now, moving on to the next. Moving on to the next, guys. Yes, please. Here, which of the following is used as a sedative, an effective sedative and painkiller for treating the post-surgery? Yes, please. How many are used here as a post-surgery painkiller? So morphine, opioids are analgesics or painkillers. Is that clear to all? Is that clear to all? Now, which of the following plants produces non-albuminous seeds? Non-albuminous seeds are found in dicots. So which of these is dicot? Answer will be P. Now 146. See here, assertion. A Bingdon tortoise in Galapagos Islands became extinct within a decade after goats were introduced. This is right. This is known as interference competition, right? So goats, why did this happen? Because goats were more efficient at browsing than the Abingdon tortoise. This is also true and both explain each other. R is a correct explanation. Are we clear? Please let me know. Is this clear? Please let me know, guys. Are these points clear to all? Now, moving on to the next. Covering of ovum at ovulation. The only thing that ovum is covered with at the time of ovulation, that is zona pellucida. That is zona pellucida. Which of the following is used as a clot buster? It is streptokinase. Very predictable. And this is a PYQ. Which of the following structures is not a part of male reproductive system? Not a part. Vasa frantia is, epididymis yes, retitestis yes, infundibulum no. Where is infundibulum present? It is the initial part of the fallopian tubes. Now, given below are two statements. Ovulation is caused by LH surge leading to the rupture of Graafian follicle. Is this clear? And is this a true statement? Yes. It is LH surge which is responsible to the rupture and ovulation. Graafian follicle remaining after ovulation transforms into corpus luteum and secretes a large amount of, not estrogen, it should be progesterone. So A is correct and B is incorrect. B is incorrect. Answer will be 4. Now, very easy question again. The opening between right atrium and right ventricle is guarded by, on the right side, guys, we have tricuspid valve. We have tricuspid valve. Now, moving on to question, which of the following is not true? Something, it should be not for evolution. Divergent evolution of anatomical structures such as forelimbs. So that anatomy of forelimbs of all the mammals, does it show divergent or convergent evolution? It is divergent, it should be true. Convergent evolution of traits like wings of birds and wings of butterflies. This is also true. Clear-cut NCERT example. Because birds, the wings of birds are modified forelimbs and the wings of butterfly or any insect is a modified skin. So these are true. Paleontological evidence from fossil records. This is also true. What are paleontological evidences? Which we derive from fossils. Now it says embryological support for evolution was proposed by Ernest Haeckel. Please tell me which of the statement is not for evolution. Divergent evolution for, so this question is not very clear. A convergent evolution of traits like wings, this is also true. So I am not clear about what is the word here. Yes, everybody, please let me know in the chat, guys. What is the word here? So that I can be very clear about. Answer will be 4. Answer will be 4, but let me know about this word here. Anyways, the inactive form of Bt toxin, inactive form converted to active form in which due to alkaline medium. Answer will be 2. Colostrum contains which antibody, guys? Secretory antibody. Answer is IgA. Which of the following is a female gametophyte of angiosperm helps in guiding the pollen tube? See how predictable this question is. And they have repeatedly asked questions on guiding the pollen tube for fertilizing. Answer is synergids. Yes or no? And synergid is a part of female gametophyte. That is the embryo sac. Answer is 3. Which of the following disease is not sexually transmitted? So these are all sexually transmitted except for tuberculosis, right? Now, which of the following question? This is again a good question. A good question, not expected, but a good question finally from NTA about lac-operon is correct. It says galactose can act as inducer of the lac-operon. No. Then gene I is constitutively expressed. Yes. What is gene I? Gene I is the regulator gene. What do you understand by constitutively? Means it is always expressing itself. It is always on, switched on. That is right. Gene I will not be off. Just that the repressor will be taken care of by the inducer. But it is always on. This is true. Then lactose activates the repressor? No. And then gene I, Z, Y, A share the single promoter? No. Gene I regulator has its own promoter while Z, Y, A have a separate promoter, not a single one. So answer is 2. How many of you have done this question right? Yes, guys. Yes, guys. Please let me know how many of you have done this right. If you have done this question right, nobody can stop you from clearing the paper. Yes, guys. How many of you have done this question right? Everyone? The paper. Yes, guys. How many of you? Arjunath, very good, very good. Is the voice normal? Everyone? Voice is good, guys. Never mind. And let's move on to question number 158. So transformation. So transformation is the transfer of DNA into the host cell. So the host gets transformed. The answer will be 2. So it gets clear from the very first option itself. Cloning site is for the restriction enzyme. Selection is on the basis of antibiotic. ORI helps in replication. Question 159. So finally, a numerical on Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium and a very simple question. So what they have given is the frequency of capital A. That means you have been given P, 0.1. They have asked you to find the frequency of A square. That means you have to find P square. So if you square this, what is the answer? 0.01. See, such are the silly mistakes which happen during your exam. But those who stay very patient, they are able to find out the right answer. 0.1, the whole square will be 0.01. This is P square. Now, sperm motility is due to direct question from NCERT, flagellar movement. Again, very good question. Very good question here. See, consider the population of 10 million cells given per capita birth rate is 0.002 and per capita death rate is also per 0.002, right? So that means the overall growth rate is 0. Yes or no? Overall growth rate is 0. Please let me know how many of you have done this question right. I'll tell you the answer. Answer will be just the same. So you don't even have to solve anything. It is saying the birth rate per year, every year, the birth rate and the death rate are same. So what is the expected number of cells after 10 generations? When the overall birth rate is equal to death rate, there is no growth. There is no growth, guys. Then it will remain the same. Answer is 10 million. You don't even have to solve anything. This is common sense based question. Yes. Now, 162. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion and another is reason. See, forelimbs of human and bat are homologous. Both are mammals. So they have similar set of bones. Answer is true. Then forelimbs of humans and bats have similar anatomical structure. They are homologous because they have similar structure. This is also true. Answer is A. Answer is A. Please tell me that this question is clear to all. You got 595. Very good, Satyam. Very good. Next question. Muscle contraction is initiated by a signal sent by CNS by the release of. Very, very easy. Direct question. Acetylcholine. Which of the following hormone is not secreted by human placenta? So yeah. So human placenta does produce progesterone, estrogen, HCG is required to maintain corpus luteum, but LH will not be secreted because LH helps in ovulation, right? So LH will not be secreted. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. Which of the following statements is correct about plasmodium? Finally, one question from plasmodium. Fertilization takes place in the mosquito gut. Now, this is a very conceptual question that they have finally asked from malarial cycle. See, we know that Anopheles has a sexual cycle going on inside her gut. That is why she is a primary host. So yes, fertilization takes place in the mosquito gut. This is true. This is true. Reproduces sexually in liver cells? No. In humans, the liver and RBC, they show asexual reproduction. Reproduces sexually in RBCs? No. Again, not asexual. Sorry, not sexual, it is asexual. Gametocytes develop in mosquito gut? No. Gametocytes are formed in the human RBC, that they are found in the human blood, but they will develop into gametes when they move into the female Anopheles. Now, which of the following are primary consumers in a food chain? Primary consumers, they are saying. So plants are the producers, plants are eaten by herbivores. Herbivores are the primary consumers. So answer would be assertion and logistic growth model is considered more realistic than the exponential. Direct line of NCERT. Why? Because resources are finite. Answer is this, and it is the correct explanation. Answer should be this. The logistic growth model, that's S-shaped graph. Why do you get that S-shaped graph? Because we have finite. Finite means limited resources. Is that clear? Now, next question here is, which of the following is correct order of arrangement in the vertebral column from head to toe? So you have to go from top to bottom. That is head to toe, right? So first we have cervical vertebra, then thoracic, then lumbar, then sacrum, right? This is the answer. This is the answer. So they have put sacrum first. This is wrong, wrong, and wrong. Answer is 1. Is that clear? So this was the question I think somebody was asking. So next question is from organisms and population again. So we have discussed this question in, my last session was 50 most important topics. Have I or have I not discussed this topic? Yes. So this is, yes, one of the most important topics, guys, and they have directly asked the question, both species are harmed. Answer is competition. So A3. Then one species harmed, other is benefited. That should be predation. Then both are benefited, mutualism, and one benefited while no other effect, that is commensalism. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. If the diploid chromosome number of typical angiosperm is 36, 2n is equal to 36, what would be the chromosome number in the endosperm? So we know that in angiosperms, endosperm is 3n, 2n is 36, n will be 18, and so 18 into 3, answer will be 54. This is the question I have discussed already, exact same question in my special class, guys. Now, which of the following enzyme synthesizes precursor mRNA? So hnRNA and mRNA are formed by RNA polymerase 2. This is in eukaryotes. Now, given below are two statements. Plasmids are autonomously replicating DNA. This is true. Plasmids are extra chromosomal DNA. This is also true. So both the statements are correct. How many questions are right, guys? Quickly let me know in the chat. Yes, guys, how many questions are right for you? Quick. Let me know. Yes, guys, how many questions have been right till now? Yes, guys, answer in the chat. So moving on to question 174, how many theca are present in each lobe? Answer is 2. That is why we are angiosperms are dithecous. Yes or no? So natural selection can lead to what? Stabilization, genetic drift, directional change, or disruption. So they can lead to what? Yes, guys, what is the answer here? So natural selection can be of stabilizing nature. It can lead to stabilization. It can go in one direction and help in directional change also, disruption also. And yes, natural selection is against the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So it leads to all these things. Answer will be 4. Which of the following statements are correct? Energy flow from producers to consumers is unidirectional. Absolutely true. Energy pyramid can never be inverted. This is also true. Transfer of energy follows the 1% law. That is wrong. How much? 10% it should be. Answer is A and B. This is the answer. Answer is 3. Now, excess growth hormone. So, excess growth hormone will lead to acromegaly. Answer has to be 3. Then, luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone leads to ovulation. It is 4. Then vasopressin will help in, that is ADH, reabsorption, and then this oxytocin will cause contractions because it is a birth hormone. Answer will be 3. Let's see the last 3 questions, guys, and let me know your score. Guys, in the chat. Now, which of the following are secondary lymphoid organs? This is a PYQ. Secondary lymphoid organs. This is primary. Primary lymphoid organs are these. And then which of the following are secondary? These two are the secondary. It is B and C. Answer is C. Now, during PCR, primers bind to DNA strands in dash step in the annealing direct question. And last question, guys, given below are 2 statements. Down syndrome is caused by the absence of one of the X chromosomes, that is Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is caused by the presence of additional chromosome. No, there is one less chromosome. So both the statements are incorrect. Answer is C. Yes, guys. Now let me know in the chat quickly how many questions have been right for all of you. Quickly let me know how many questions are right for all of you. You made one bubbling mistake. 360 logged. Very good. 355. I trusted you blindly. Thank you, Nani. And what else? 89 right. Very good score. 45. क्या easy paper है ये? Arman, yes, it is an easy paper. It is definitely easy paper for all those who have practiced questions with me. Yes, there were 2 or 3 questions which were unexpected, but I think it was a good paper. And finally, the paper that I think I enjoyed solving, quite balanced and good paper. Let me know in the chat section, guys. Also, let me know in the comments how did you find this paper, what are you scoring, and in order to find out your score, in order to find out your rank, guys, this rank predictor is linked in the description box. So please make sure that you find your rank by clicking on this link. And now you will be yes. So let's start with chemistry discussion. Over to Wasim sir. All the best, guys.
I think we are live. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Hey guys, good evening, and welcome back again to your Unacademy NEET English channel. I hope all of you are doing great. So we will quickly let us know in the chats if all of you can hear us, if we are perfectly audible, visible to every one of you. Let us know quickly in the chats, everyone. Yes? All right, so my dear students, since we are done with solving the chemistry section, and let me tell you, when we solved the chemistry section, we could see physical chemistry was in the category of difficult. Physical chemistry was tough. your organic chemistry was moderate to tough. Okay. And your inorganic chemistry was also in the category of moderate to tough. So overall, when you talk about the chemistry section, your chemistry was tough, my dear student. Okay. So all those students who could score almost 110, 120 in chemistry, that's a good score. Okay. That's a good score. That's a perfect score. Do not worry about anything. So now we are going to start with the discussion of chemistry, right? We'll let you know exactly what are the correct options and what are the incorrect options when it comes to the subject chemistry. We are not going to take a lot of time, right? We'll just tell you which one is correct and which one is incorrect. Okay? All right. So I hope the screen is visible to everyone. So here we'll be starting with the first question. This is your organic chemistry. I would request KK sir not to solve the question. Just tell the answers very quickly.
Okay. Hello, everyone. As this question says that toluene on treatment with chromyl chloride followed by hydrolysis, this is known as Itard's reaction, and you know here product will be benzaldehyde. Product will be benzaldehyde. Now this is the product of the reaction. Now, question says, compound P is obtained by hydrogenation of benzoyl chloride with palladium on barium sulfate. You know, this reaction is known as Rosenmund's reduction, and this is the accurate answer. Others on treatment with compound P with saturated NaHCO3. That means this benzaldehyde on treatment with NaHCO3. It does not react with NaHCO3. That means this is wrong. Compound P can be prepared by treating benzene with anhydrous AlCl3 and CH3COCl. This is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Here, we will not obtain benzaldehyde, we will obtain acetophenone. That means this is also incorrect. On treatment with bromine water, compound P gives a white precipitate. This is also incorrect. So option first is the correct one. Now over to Wasim sir.
My dear students, question number 47 here. It is from the inorganic chemistry part. The formation of tetraamine aqua chloride cobalt 3 chloride is. Okay. So I would directly go with option number 1. Right. I would directly go with option number 1. It is CONH34. Right. Yeah. This is option number 1 is the correct answer of this particular question. Perfect. Similarly, if you talk about the next question is the lanthanide ion having 4 unpaired electrons. I think everyone would have solved it correctly, right? The lanthanide ion with 4 unpaired electrons. I've already marked the option. It is HO plus 3. HO plus 3, right? Similarly, this question was comparatively lengthy, and I think we need to solve this question. Okay, I think we need to solve this question. If you solve this particular question, my dear students, you are given with the graph between ln k and 1 by t, right? First thing that is coming into my mind, you know, ln of k is equal to ln of a minus EA divided by R into 1 by t. This is the equation which you will be using here. Perfect. If you look at the intercept here is 6. Intercept is basically ln of a. So ln of a value is 6. And we have to calculate the temperature at which rate constant becomes E square. So I would say ln of E square is equal to ln a value, that is the intercept of the graph, that is 6, minus activation energy is given to us as 6.64 kilojoules. So I would say it's 6.64 into 10 raised power 3 joules. R value we have to take 8.3, and this is 1 by t. Again, it's a matter of calculation, and ln of E ka square is 2, right, is equal to 6 minus 6.64 into 10 raised power 3 divided by 8.3 multiplied by 1 by t. Perfect. Now, I would use the calculator here so that we can solve the question easily. It is 6.64 into 10 raised power 3 divided by 8.3 multiplied by 1 by t is equal to 6 minus 2 is 4, right? Let me use the calculator and I'll give you the correct exact answer of this particular question. Just give me a second. I'm opening the calculator here. It is going to be 4 into 8.3. 4 into 8.3 is equal to 33.3. Divided by 6.6, okay, divided by 6.6, divided by 1 divided by 0.005. So 1 divided by 0.005. The value is coming out to be 200. So this is the correct answer of this particular question, 200 Kelvin. Okay, so 200 Kelvin is the correct answer of this particular question. Similarly, if you move on to the next one, well, this question is not properly visible here. We were supposed to check the green paramagnetic species by heating KMnO4 at 500. It was K2MnO4. The answer of this particular question was K2MnO4.
One of the products formed in the following reaction is, this is what we call a Grignard's reagent. This is having a partial negative charge. This is having partial positive charge. So it will normally act as a base and it will act as an acid by donating H positive. So this is normal acid-base reaction. So this negative part will accept H positive and we will get cyclohexane over here. After that, it's up, Wasim sir.
Okay, question number 53, that is from the inorganic chemistry section, right? So I would say given below are the two statements. Statement number 1, heating NaCl with concentrated H2SO4 and MnO2 results in the oxidation of manganese. That is incorrect. This is incorrect. Heating NaI with concentrated H2SO4 and MnO2 results in the reduction of Mn. This would be also incorrect, right? Perfect. So both statement 1, statement 2 are incorrect among all. So it's option number 3. Well, this is the question which I believe everyone would have done correctly. The question is the electron gain enthalpy order. Many a times I've given this, right? Chlorine will be maximum, followed by fluorine, followed by bromine, followed by iodine, right? Similarly, when I talk about the question number 55, we are given with FeOX3, 3 negative, right? Is chiral. Statement 2, trans CrH2O twice OX2 negative is chiral. In light of the above statements, choose the option most appropriate, right? Most appropriate. Well, if I talk about your question number 55, your statement 1, FeOX3, 3 negative, it is chiral. This is correct, right? But statement 2 is incorrect. So statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. I'll go with option number 4. We'll go with option number 4 here. Going on to the next one. It is from biomolecules, and let me directly give the answer. So it is basically in beta pleated sheet structures, peptide chains are held together by intermolecular hydrogen bonds. This is correct. I've already mentioned the answer here, right?
Then question says, statement first is oxidation of paranitrotoluene. Oxidation of paranitrotoluene. That means you have paranitrotoluene like this. This is paranitrotoluene. This upon oxidation by using strong oxidizing agent KMnO4. This is strong oxidizing agent followed by acidification. We know this CH3 is oxidized to COH. That means we will obtain what we call paranitrobenzoic acid. Here. Now it says oxidation of paranitrotoluene with acidic KMnO4 gives an acid that is stronger acid than benzoic acid. Exactly due to this, say electron withdrawing group, due to this minus R group, it becomes stronger acid than benzoic acid. So statement 1 is correct. After that, reduction of paranitrotoluene, reduction of this by using tin in acidic medium followed by neutralization gives an amine. That means it results in the formation of, we know NO2 is reduced to NH2. So we will get paratoluidine over here. So this will be the product. Now, statement says this amine is more basic than aniline. Yes, this is more basic than aniline because of this electron donating group. That means statement second is also correct. So both statement first and second are correct. That means option number second. Both are correct. Now, after this, identify the reactions which please open this.
Just a second.
Which forms, I think it should be which form aniline as the major product. Which forms aniline as the major product. We know this is cyanide. Cyanide upon treatment with lithium aluminium hydride, it undergoes reduction and it results in the formation of this one. That means this is benzyl amine. This is not aniline. This is benzyl amine, dear students. Now, this is Hoffman bromamide degradation reaction. So you have to remove the C double bond O. It will result in the formation of aniline directly. So here aniline is the product. After that, NaBH4 cannot reduce NO2. That means it cannot reduce NO2. That means aniline is not obtained over here. But next one is simply hydrolysis reaction. So when it is hydrolyzed, it results in the formation of aniline, which clearly indicates that aniline can be obtained from option B and option D. That means it's option 3, which is correct answer. Aniline can be obtained from B and D.
All right. Question number 59. 2 moles of an ideal gas undergo free expansion. From 10 liter to 100 liters at 300 Kelvin. At 300 Kelvin, the value of delta S system, delta S surrounding. First of all, you must be knowing, when we talk about free expansion is irreversible in nature. And if free expansion is irreversible, that means delta S total has to be greater than 0. Right? Delta S total has to be greater than 0. Which means that delta S system plus delta S surroundings It has to be greater than 0. Now, since it is free expansion at 300 Kelvin, free expansion at 300 Kelvin. So first of all, it is free expansion. Free expansion means W0. Temperature is kept constant. Temperature kept constant. That means delta U for the ideal gas has to be 0 as well, because temperature is constant. Now delta U is 0, W is 0, which means that Q is 0. Which means that Q is 0. And if Q is 0, what does that indicate? That means your delta S surrounding will be 0. That means your delta S surrounding will be 0, right? Pretty much simple question. Now, delta S system plus delta S surroundings, it has to be greater than 0. Since delta S surrounding is already 0, so delta S system has to be greater than 0. So this has to be greater than 0. This will be equal to 0. This will be 0. This will be greater than 0. And you can match the options. You can just match the options. There is no need to solve NRT, ln of V2 by 1. You can use that too. You'll get the exact answers. So if I look at the options, your delta S system, you have to take positive, your delta S surrounding will be equal to 0, right? If this is positive, this is 0, then only delta S total is coming out to be greater than 0, right? Pretty much simple question. I would say this was your isothermal free expansion of an ideal gas. And you know, isothermal free expansion of an ideal gas is adiabatic as well. So Q is 0. When Q is 0, automatically your delta S surrounding becomes 0, right? Okay. Moving on to the next question, guys. The next question is from your organic chemistry part.
This question is directly asked from what we call cross-aldol condensation, but this is a retro cross-aldol condensation, because products are given. You have to, say which among these cannot. This is the question. Cannot be formed, cannot be obtained. How to solve this one? Let me show you. This is very simple. Just try to break this bond. And give double bond O to this. And give 2 hydrogens to this, because whenever your condensation product is obtained, you have to break carbon-carbon double bond, give oxygen to that fragment which does not have any C double bond O, and give hydrogen to another which is having C double bond O. So this is benzaldehyde and this is 1,2-dimethyl cyclopentanone. That means this can be obtained from these two. But this can never be obtained from these two. This can be obtained once again like this. This can be obtained once again if you break this, give oxygen to this, give hydrogen to this. That means this is formed from 2 molecules of these. That means this can be obtained, this can be obtained, 1 can be obtained, 2 can never be obtained during this reaction.
So you're saying option 2 is the correct answer of this question. Again, the next question is from inorganic chemistry. Let me give the direct answer. It's option number 2, right? I've already marked the answer. This is again your significant figures. I've already marked the answer. It's option number 1, right? This is the simplest question from your mole concept. Want me to solve? I can do that, but there is no need to solve this question because it's pretty much simple. The answer of this question after solving comes out to be 352 grams, right? You're doing the combustion of what? You're doing the combustion of 160 grams of butane. You have to talk about the mass of carbon dioxide produced. Simple stoichiometry question and pretty much simple, I would say. When you talk about 64, the figure representing 2 radial nodes. If you look at the first option, the graph is starting from the top, so it's S, right? No radial node. Perfect. It is starting from S, 1 radial node, right? Here I can see this is 1 and 2 radial nodes. Perfect. So it's option number C. 2 radial nodes you can see, 1 and 2, right? So I'll go with option number 4, which is C.
Then question says, this is the carbocation and this carbocation is stabilized by the interaction of empty p orbital. Empty p orbital means it is of carbocation. Now, it is stabilized by what? It is stabilized by hyperconjugation. That means it's stabilized by sigma bond of CH, CH sigma bond. It's stabilized by that. It is stabilized by pi bond as well. That means it is simply stabilized by filled sigma and filled pi orbital. Filled sigma and filled pi orbital. Filled sigma means hyperconjugation. Filled pi means what we call resonance. So it is stabilized by both hyperconjugation as well as resonance.
All right, your next one is from inorganic chemistry. 1:3 electrolyte. This is something which every one of you would be already knowing. Okay. Then comes from your electrochemistry. Many a times I've solved the same question with all of you. What is the question all about? You are given with Fe tripositive Fe. That means Fe tripositive plus 3 electrons gives Fe. Perfect. Its E value is given to us. That is, its E1 is equal to how much? Minus 0.04. Similarly, the second is Fe dipositive gives Fe. So it is Fe dipositive plus 2 electrons gives Fe. So its E2 value is also given to us. As per the equation, minus 0.44 volt. We have to calculate what? We have to calculate E value for this particular reaction. Fe tripositive plus electron gives Fe dipositive. Perfect. So we have to calculate E3 here. How do I calculate E3? So technically I have to make this reaction. I have to make this reaction from these reactions. How do I make it? If I subtract second from first. If I subtract second from first, right, I'll get the answer. I'm subtracting this equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. I'm subtracting second from first. So 1 minus 2 is equal to 3. So you can use the same thing for the delta G values. Delta G1 is equal delta G1 minus delta G2 is equal delta G3. And after solving, putting the value of delta G, you'll get the final answer as 0.76 volts here, right? It's a simple question, calculation based. Many a times you have solved this question. Potash alum, right? K positive SO4 di-negative ions. In potash alum, K positive SO4 di-negative ions, its ratio is 1:2. Its ratio is 1:2. Basically, there are 2 K positive ions and 4 SO4 di-negative ions. So 2:4 means 1/2. 1:2. The next question is, this is question number 69. Is that 69? Consider the following statements about the mix formed by mixing of two liquids. An ideal solution thus formed obeys Raoult's law throughout the composition. That is right. Right? Chloroform acetone, it forms non-ideal solution with negative deviation. This also right. Mixture of aniline and phenol shows positive deviation. No, it shows negative deviation, right? So 1 and 2. I mean option A and B statement. A and B are correct only. Option second is the correct answer of this question. Well, this was a tricky question a bit. Let me see exactly what this question was. Which of the following electrolyte? Which of the following? Okay, moving on to the next question. If you look at this question, you have got the salt XY, which is a strong electrolyte, plot of lambda m versus root C. Well, you know, your D by Huckel's equation, lambda m is equal to A, root C plus lambda naught m. This is your equation, correct? Now, as far as the question is concerned, this, when you plot lambda m versus root C, slope is equal to minus 90. So A is equal to minus 90, first of all. A is equal to minus 90, given in the question. At 0.01 molar concentration. So concentration is equal to C is equal to 0.01, means 10 raised per minus 2. Right? Lambda m value is also given. No, this was not tricky, sorry. Lambda m is also given 145. What do we have to calculate? So first of all, we'll calculate lambda naught m from here. If I put the values, lambda m is 145 is equal to minus 90 root of C, which comes as 10 raised per minus 1 plus lambda naught m. Perfect. So it's 145. This will be minus 0.9 plus lambda naught m. So your lambda naught m would be equal to 145.9. 145.9. Well, this is the lambda naught m value of what? This is your, let me check the values again. Yes. This is your lambda naught m value for the electrolyte XY. So it is going to be lambda naught m of X positive plus lambda naught m of Y negative. This value is equal to how much? This value is equal to 145.9. Now, one of the value is 74. That's given to me. That's lambda naught X positive. It's 74. So it is lambda naught Y is equal to 145.9 minus 74. This will come out to be how much? 80 almost. Right? Almost 80. Wait, just a second. Calculator. Is the calculator? Yes, it is 145.9 divided by 7. Sorry, not divided by. Minus 21 point. So I think we have done some mistakes somewhere in the calculation. But when I solved it earlier, the answer was coming out to be 80. That's why I had marked it here. So you can check it out afterwards, okay? Alright, so we'll get back to this question in a while. But when I solved it earlier, the answer was coming out to be 80. Maybe I have done some calculation mistake here, which we can check later on. We'll move on to the next one.
Next question is a very simple question. It is basically arrange the following compounds in the increasing order of polarity. We know this is ether, this is alcohol, this is ketone, and this is carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid is having highest polarity. It's having highest polarity. After that, it is, I mean to say, what we call this one, I mean to say this phenol, and alcohol. After that, it's ketone, and then it is what we call ether. So ether is having the least, I mean to say, polarity. So ether is having least polarity means either 1 or 2. Either option 1 or option 2 is the right answer. But when we talk about, I mean, say option 1 and option 2, we have to compare this C and B. Now, C is ketone and B is alcohol. We know alcohol is more polar as compared to ketone. So we will simply, this ketone is more polar as compared to alcohol. So we will write down first it is A, that means it's ether, which is least polar. After that, it is ketone. After that, it's, I mean to say alcohol, then carboxylic acid. Because carboxylic acid is highest polar. After that, it's alcohol. After that, it's ketone. Then it is what we call ether. So it is option number A, option number 1.
So in this question, right? We have done a mistake here. A is minus 90 and I have taken A as minus 9. Okay, so here is a mistake. So this will be 90. This will be 9 simply. Perfect. So 145 plus 9 will be 154. Right? So it will be 154 minus 74. It is 154. 154 minus 74. This will be 80. That's why I told you when I solved it, it was 80. Chalo, moving on to the next one. I think sir has already solved this. 72, a simple question. Perfect. You have to arrange these ligands on the basis of their decreasing order of field strength. It is always CO, maximum field strength, followed by NH3, then water, then your chloride, Cl negative. Question number 73. The amino acid that gives a red blood color on treating its sodium fusion extract with sodium nitroprusside. I'll directly give the answer.
Basically, you know, this is a test used to detect sulfur. And this serine, leucine, and threonine does not contain any sulfur. Methionine contains sulfur. That's why this is the right answer.
Perfect. The next one is, the correct statement is, aluminum has 5 valence electrons. Sorry, 5 valence. Okay, this question. Wait, this question we need to solve here. The question is, in an acidic medium, 10 ml of 0.5 molar oxalic acid. Oxalic acid, you know, its N factor is 2. So the question is from titration. Volume. Volume is given as 10 ml, V1. Oxalic acid volume is 10 ml. Its molarity is how much? 0.25. Oxalic acid's N factor will be 2. So normality will be a molarity into N factor, so 0.5. If the volume of KMnO4 solution required to reach the endpoint is 10 ml. So volume of KMnO4, V2, is equal to 10 ml. So let its molarity be M, let its normality be N2. Perfect. You can just use the concept of equivalence. So you can say N1 V1 has to be equal to N2 V2, right? N1 is 0.5, V1 is equal to 10, N2 value is to be calculated, V2 is 10. So from here, N1 is equal to N2 is equal to 0.5. What is N2? It is the normality of KMnO4. But we are not supposed to calculate the normality. We are supposed to calculate molarity, right? Normality is equal to molarity multiplied by N factor. N factor of KMnO4 in acidic medium is 5. So this is M is equal to 0.1. So option 2 is the correct answer of the question. 75. The correct statement. When you look at all the options, you will find boron. Option second. Guys, just hold this. This is option number 2. Okay. All right. This question, everyone would have solved, right? Boron. Boron has the maximum covalency of 4. That's right, right? When you talk about BF4 negative, right? There, boron shows the covalency of 4. Moving on to the next one. The next one is sir's question. Option, sorry.
ACBD is the right answer. ACBD is the right answer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Among the following, the compound having conjugated double bond. This is very, very simple. This is simply hepta-1,3-diene. No need to solve this type of question. It's hepta-1,3-diene directly. It's a conjugated double bond.
77 was a bit tricky question, right? It's a zero order question, but the stoichiometric coefficient here is 2. You know, I'm pretty much sure all of you would have used this equation. AT is equal to A naught minus KT, right? But this equation is valid when the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant is 1. In general, we write the equation like this. AT is equal to A naught minus N times KT, right? This is when the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant is N. Perfect. So this is the concept which you were supposed to make over here. Now, if you look at the question, rate constant K is given, all right? Initial concentration. So first of all, K is given to us as 1. Initial concentration A naught is equal to 2 molar. The time taken to complete 75% of the reaction. So when 75% reaction gets completed, how much reactant will be left? How much reactant will be left? 25%. 25% means A naught by 4, right? So I'll use the equation AT. AT is A naught by 4 is equal to A naught minus N value. N is the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant. That's 2, right? Into K value is 1 into T. Now, A naught value is also given to us in the question. How much is that? That's 2. 2 by 4 is 1 by 2 is equal to A naught is 2. A naught is 2 minus 2 times T, right? So 2 times T is equal to 2 minus 1 by 2, which comes out to be how much? 3 by 4, 3 by 2, right? So T is equal to 3 by 2 is 1.5. 1.5 divided by 2 is 0.75, right? So 0.75 is the correct answer, right? I know majority of the students would have given 1.5 as the option, right? But it will be 0.75. That will be the correct answer. Perfect. This is the simple question. right? KSP values are given. You are supposed to arrange them on the basis of solubility. You know, you can write their solubility product expression and get the value of solubility. And when you calculate the option 1, you'll find it as the correct answer here. Similarly, correct decreasing order of oxidation state. Even when I solved this particular question, I got the answer as option number 3, right? N2O5. N2O5 will have maximum oxidation state followed by Al2O3 here, Al and H2S, right? When you check option number C, you'll find this as the right one. Question number 80. Question number 80, my dear students, if you look carefully, in case of your question number 80, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, all right? Here temperature is T1, here temperature is T1. So this is reversible isothermal. Reversible isothermal means W1 has to be equal to what? Minus nRT ln of V2 by V1. Ln of final volume divided by initial volume. How many moles of ideal gas? 1. R value is given as 2. So minus 2 times T1 is going to be ln of V2 divided by V1. Perfect. Similarly, if you talk about this one, this particular process, so this is your adiabatic. Adiabatic Q is 0. If Q is 0, delta U is equal to W, right? So W2 is equal to delta U. And in the question, they mentioned it as delta U2. Okay. Option number 3. In case of option number 3, which is again reversible isothermal compression. So W3 will be equal to how much? Minus NR, temperature here is kept T2, ln of V final minus V initial. So this V3 divided by V4. So this is minus again 2 times T2 ln of V3 divided by V4, right? Similarly, when you check the last one, in the last one you will find W4 is equal to delta U4. In the last one you will find, since again this adiabatic, so W4 will be equal to delta U4. So I would say W1 plus W3. When you do the addition of W1 plus W3, so W1 plus W3 will be equal. If I take W1 plus W3 will be equal to minus 2 times T1 ln of V2 divided by V1 minus 2 times T2 ln of V3 divided by V4. So it's option 2 that is favoring all of this. So I'll go with option number 2 here. Similarly, when you talk about your 81st question, for an ideal solution, P and Q, delta H is equal to 0, delta V mixing is equal to 0. That's correct. Option A is correct. No interactions occur. This is incorrect, right? So option number 4, option A is correct. The reason is wrong. So option number 4 directly. Going on to the next one. Among the following species, the spin magnetic moment. So you have to calculate the number of unpaired electrons. That particular option wherein you will find the unpaired electrons are maximum, its spin magnetic moment will be maximum. And when I solved the question, I got the option as MnCN6 trinegative, right? Similarly, this particular question. If you look at this particular question, the question is from your thermochemistry, thermodynamics, I would say. Protein undergoes reversible thermal denaturation from its initial state N to D. N to D. This is your reaction. The question is saying at 60 degree, the concentration of both N and D are equal. The concentration of N and D are equal. So at 60 degree, if I want to calculate equilibrium constant, which is concentration of D divided by concentration of N, since they are equal, so equilibrium constant value is 1. If equilibrium constant is 1, I'll say delta G naught is equal to minus RT ln of equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant is 1, so delta G naught is 0. Since K is 1, so delta G naught is 0. Now you can use the expression delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, right? Since delta G naught is 0, so I would say delta H naught is equal to T delta S, or I can say delta S, I can say delta, what do I have to calculate? Temperature, is that? Or delta S, Delta S is equal to delta H naught divided by temperature. Now delta H naught should be given in the question. How much is that? Enthalpy change, 666 kilojoules, so into 10 raised power 3, divided by temperature. Temperature is how much? 60 degrees centigrade. So 273 plus 63, 60. 273 plus 60. When you do the calculation, your delta S, you'll find exactly as, we have to get the answer in kilojoules, right? You'll get it as, let me exactly check the answer. Just a second. I'm not sure about this answer. Just a second. That's why I'm using the calculator now. It is going to be 273 plus 60. Okay, 333. Huh? 666,000 divided by 333 is equal to 2000. So this will be 2000, but it's going to be joules per calorie. But I need the answer in kilojoules. So it's 2, right? So it's option number 2, which is 2. 2 is the final answer. It's going to be 2 kilojoules per calorie. This is the answer. Looking at the next one, given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A, generally 3D transition metals have high melting points. That's correct. Absolutely correct statement, right? Involvement of 3D in addition to 4s electrons in the interatomic metallic bonding. Absolutely. Reason is also correct, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion, right? Going with option number B. Both A and R are correct, but R is the correct explanation of what? R is the correct explanation of assertion. I believe this is clear. Moving on to the next one. Let me see if we are live. Yes, we are live only. Okay. Moving on to the next one. 85th. Assertion A. The first ionization enthalpy of oxygen is lower than that of nitrogen. That's absolutely correct. The loss of electron from oxygen leads to stable. Right? That's also correct. So assertion is correct. Reason is correct. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So going with option number 2. 87. Then sir will come. Highest occupied molecular orbital. Right? HOMO. HOMO in Ne2. When you check it, it's going to be sigma star 2p.
Now, consider the following reaction sequence and choose the correct option. This is basically like this. pH, then C triple bond, C, then it is Me. We know this upon treatment with H2PDC, that means Lindlar's catalyst, results in the formation of cis. Results in the formation of cis alkene. It results in the formation of cis alkene. That means it is this one. And then the same compound on treatment with sodium and liquid ammonia, that means this is Birch reduction, and it results in the formation of trans. That means it will result in the formation of pH. It is C, double bond C, single bond it is HH, and then CH3. So this is L, and this one is K. Then K on treatment with HBr, K on treatment with HBr is normal electrophilic addition reaction. So it will result in the formation of CH. Here it will be Br, carbocation via formation of carbocation. Then it will result in the formation of CH2, CH3. This is what we call M. And then L on treatment with HBr, but in presence of peroxide, this is peroxide effect or Kharash effect. It results in the formation of pH, CH2, then CHBr, and then CH3. Now question says, this is what we call Rn. Now question says, M and N are stereoisomers. M and N are stereoisomers. No. Stereoisomers are those species which are having same structural formula. They have different structural formula, so they are not stereoisomers. K and L. K is this one. K is this one, L and this one. This is cis, this is trans. K and L are geometrical isomers. Exactly, K and L are geometrical isomers.
Again, a question from chemical bonding. Many a times we have solved this. PCl5 is trigonal bipyramidal. A with 3. BRF5. It is AB5L1 type. That means square pyramidal. So B with 4. So it's option number C. Not looking. This is directly from vitamins. Vitamin A, carrots, right?
Vitamin B12 is...
Vitamin B12 is meat. So option number C, right? The last question, I think you should directly give the answer of this question.
Solve. Okay. This is benzene on treatment with acetyl chloride in presence of AlCl3. It is simply what we call Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, and we know here acetyl group COCH3 will be introduced to the ring, so acetophenone is obtained. This acetophenone on treatment with NaOCl, this is chloroform reaction, haloform reaction. Now it results in the formation of, we know, it results in the formation of sodium salt. It results in the formation of sodium salt of carboxylic acid over here, and what we call chloroform over here. Now this is P, this is Q. Now question says that both P and Q are carbonyl compounds. No, both are not carbonyl compounds. If P is sodium salt of carboxylic acid, yes, then Q is a primary alcohol. No, Q is not a primary alcohol. P and Q are aromatic compounds. No, P and Q are not aromatic compounds. If P gives a carboxylic acid, this gives carboxylic acid upon acidification. Yes, exactly true. It will form carboxylic acid upon acidification. That means this is correct. Then Q gives a poisonous gas. Q gives poisonous gas on presence of, on treatment with what we call air and light. Yes, because this upon treatment with air and light results in the formation of what we call COCl2 known as phosgene, and phosgene is a poisonous gas. So it is option number 4, which is correct answer. So this was all about your chemistry class.
Now guys, we are starting with the physics section. Wait, I just need to do one thing. I'll just this once. Wait. I'll just open the physics section and we'll be doing the physics section now. Presentation. Now Yavar sir is joining in. We'll be starting with physics. Okay. Yamar sir is coming and he'll be starting with the physics.
Hi guys, I believe all of you are doing great, having a good time. So welcome to RE-NEET. So when it comes to the paper 2020, RE-NEET 2026, guys, paper was, I would say, between moderate to difficult. It was towards the difficulty level, okay? And my dear NEET aspirants, in this particular case, let me solve these questions first over here. Okay, let's take a look at the questions over here. It was between moderate and difficult level. And from a NEET perspective, from a normal NEET perspective, who has been studying from past 5 to 6 months about this particular examination, for him the paper was very, I would say, it's something. Okay, the students who have been preparing for this particular examination from past 1 year or 1-2 years, okay, continuously they have solved different pattern of problems like J mains PYQs, because some of the J mains PYQs are directly asked over here. So then for those it was between moderate and difficult. Let's dive into the question number 1 over here. The first question that says in this particular case, let me zoom it over here. Yes. In this particular case, basically, a particle of mass m moves along a horizontal x-axis from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. Let me just make you understand over here. There is a particle which moves from, basically this point to this point. So here x is equal to 0 and here x is equal. This particle moves from x is equal to 0 to. The coefficient of friction varies with a function of x as. Here coefficient of friction varies with x means mu in this particular case is given as, that is mu naught plus alpha x. Okay. So coefficient of friction varies with x. So here coefficient of friction will be something, here it will be something, here it will be something. So it keeps on varying with x. Okay. Where mu naught and alpha are constants of appropriate dimensions. Okay. So that mu of L is equal to 0. What does it say? It says that when value of x is equal to L, at x is equal to L, it says mu is equal to 0. It says when value of x becomes L, here mu becomes equal to 0. So if we put it over here, put this mu is equal to 0, this would be mu naught plus alpha, and put x is equal to L. Okay, and this is minus, this is not plus, it is minus over. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, if you take it over here, so mu naught will be alpha into L. So from here, you get the value of alpha as mu naught divided by L. So basically, when coefficient of friction varies with x at x is equal to L, so it becomes, friction becomes mu becomes 0. So when you put mu 0, x is equal to L, you get the value of alpha as this. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, further it says, okay, the total work done by the frictional force during the motion, okay, is this, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, the value of n is. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, basically the question says, you are supposed to find the work done by the body from this point to this point. Now, how do you find the work done? Sir, work done in this particular case, I'll be using this formula, that is f and dx, then we say cos of theta. Sir, we have studied this particular equation we use only when force is variable. Obviously, when coefficient of friction from this point to this point is variable, we can say force will be variable. If force is variable, we have to use the variable work done formula. So now in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, if I write it over here, so you will be basically using this work done is equal to, understand this very carefully, you will be saying, sir, work done is equal to integration of 0 to L, you are doing this, and this is frictional force, this will be over here dx, and then I would say cos of 180, because if the body is moving in the forward direction, we say friction will act in the backward direction, so angle is 180. Now we can write over here, guys, this is integration from 0 to L. What is the value of friction? Friction is basically mu k into n. N is equal to m into g. And then we say dx cos 180 is -1. That I'm taking over here. Now guys, work done in this particular case, I can say integration from 0 to L. What is the value of mu? Coefficient of friction in this particular question is given as, that is mu naught minus alpha L. Mu naught minus alpha into x. So this would be mu naught minus alpha into x. Okay. And value of n is equal, n is upward on the body, mg is downward. So we say n will be equals to m into g, and then we say dx over here. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, this mg is constant. Take this out of integration. So this would be minus m into g. Then you will have to do the integration of this one. Now tell me, what is the mu naught is constant. You are integrating with respect to dx. So let me write over here. It would be mu naught minus alpha x into, I would say, dx, something like this. So this work done I can write over here minus m into g. Now tell me, what is the, so this is from 0 to L. What is the integration of mu naught? So it would be mu naught into x with respect to x if you are doing. So minus alpha is constant. What is the integration of x? It is going to be x square divided by 2. From where to where? From 0 to L. Now boys and girls, I can write this work done would be in this particular case minus m into g. Then I can say in this particular case mu naught. Put the upper limit over here. You would be saying mu naught. If you put the upper limit, it would be mu naught into L minus alpha divided by 2. And here you will be putting as L square. Okay. Now we have already calculated the value of alpha. Value of alpha came out to be mu naught divided by L. So put it over here. So this work done would be minus mg. And this would be mu naught into L minus, instead of alpha, you can write mu naught divided by L. And this L square divided by 2. L and square will be cancelled. Now W is equal to minus mg. Now guys, take a look. Mu naught into L minus 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2 mu naught into L. So 1 mu naught into L minus half mu naught into L. It will be 1 by 2 mu naught into L. Now take it out. So this work done would be minus 1 divided by 2 mu naught into L m into g. This is the answer to this particular question. And it was saying that what is the value of n? N in this particular case came out to be 1 by 2. So option D is the correct option over here, which I have marked. Paper is lengthy, I must say it. Okay, then you have, my dear NEET aspirants, in this particular case, you have question number 2. You have question number 2. Take a look. I would want you guys to focus exactly over. Now guys, see, this is the question which we are given in this particular case. This is the question which we are given in this particular case. Okay. Take a look in this particular question over here. The mean free path of a molecules in an ideal gas A. There is an ideal gas A. Mean free path of the molecules in an ideal gas A is half that of the another ideal gas B. Okay. Yes. So lambda is given as, in this particular case, lambda is mean free path. Okay. In this particular case, this is given as, so the mean free path of molecules in an ideal gas A is half that in the ideal gas B. So lambda A is 1 by 2 of lambda B. This is what I can say in this particular. Okay. The diameter of the spherical molecules of gas A is twice. Diameter is given as twice. Okay. Diameter of the spherical molecules of gas A is twice. So diameter of A is 2 times diameter of B. Okay. This diameter is also given. Cool. Yes. If the number densities of gas A and gas B are Na and Nb respectively, then the correct option is we have to find the ratio of Na and Nb, number densities. Now, boys and girls, in this particular case, what I want you guys to remember over here is, see, when we talk about the mean free path, we have studied when it comes to the mean free path, lambda, it is 1 upon root 2 pi lambda into pi n into d square. This is mean free path. This is what we have studied. Okay. This is the formula of mean free path. Now tell me, lambda is the mean free path, n is number density, d is the diameter. If you take this n over here, so it will come out to be 1 divided by root 2 pi lambda into d square. Now we are supposed to find the number density of A divided by number density of B. So can I say this number density is inversely proportional to lambda into d square because root 2 and pi are constant. Now, can I say number density of A divided by number density of B? We can write it like this. 1 divided by lambda of A divided by D of A ka square divided by 1 upon lambda of B into dB its square. Now, you can take this in the numerator. You can write it like this. Lambda of B divided by dB square divided by lambda of A into dA square. Now, tell me, boys and girls, lambda B divided by lambda A. In this particular case, it says that the mean free path of molecules in an ideal gas A is half that on the another gas B. So, lambda A is given as 1/2 of lambda B. So, I can say in this particular case, this is going to be is half that on the B. Okay, this is given as of an ideal gas A is half. Okay, in the ideal gas, it is half as that on the B. Okay, so can I say in that particular case, lambda A divided by lambda B coming out to be 1/2. Lambda B divided by lambda A will be 2:1. Yes. Then the diameter of AB divided by diameter of A. Now, the diameter of the spherical molecules of A, diameter of A is twice the diameter of B. Diameter of A is 2 times diameter of B. Now take it over there, take it over here. So I can say dB divided by dA will be 1 divided by 2 its whole square. So you can write it like this, 2 into 1 divided by 4. This and this will be cancelled. So it will be 1:2. So I can say NA is equal to 1 divided by 2 of NB. This is the answer to this particular question, and which I have marked over here, option D. Option D. I hope this is also clear. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, let's move on to the next question. This is the next question that we have. Take a look. It says that two identical inductors are connected. These are the two identical inductors, okay, of different configuration P and Q, where a time varying current is flowing. So here in this case, current is flowing. In this case, current is flowing. Current is flowing in both the cases. Current is flowing in both the cases. Yes, absolutely. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what we are supposed to find is that the induced EMF between point A and B. We are supposed to find induced EMF between point A and B. This is A and B. In this case, here this is A, here this is B, between A and B. Okay, is P, EP. Here it is EP, here it is EQ. We are supposed to find ratio. Guys, it is simple. When you take an inductor, how do you find, we say EMF in case of an inductor, L di by dt. So here between A and B, only one inductor is connected. Here between A and B, two inductors are connected. So if I say in the configuration, P, my dear NEET aspirants, take a look over here. We say EP, in which only one inductor is connected between A and B. This is A and this is point B. L is the inductance. So we can say, sir, L di by dt is the, I would say, EMF in this particular case. Time varying current when current flows through this. And in the case B, you have got two inductors. You have got two inductors in case B. This is L and this is L. Now, if I find L equivalent over here, that will be L into L, because in parallel we find the equivalent something like this, divided by L plus L. So this will be L square divided by 2L. This and this will be cancelled, so it will be L by 2. Now, in that particular case, here in Q, we say EMF is going to be L divided by 2 di divided by dt. Now find the ratio. You can say EP divided by EQ will come out to be L di by dt upon, I would say, L divided by 2 di divided by dt. Now this and this will cancel, so this and this will cancel, so it will come out to be 2. So answer is 2:2. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this question, take a look at this question, boys and girls over here. Take a look at this question. for sound waves, if the number of nodes for the fifth harmonic wave, so number of nodes for the fifth harmonic wave of an open-ended pipe is n. Okay. So number of nodes for the fifth harmonic wave. Guys, understand this very carefully. If we talk about the fifth harmonic wave, fifth harmonic wave. If I say number of nodes, it is given as n is equal to 5. Okay. Yes. It is given as n. N is equal to n. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, and that of the ninth harmonic of the same pipe of one of its ends closed. My dear NEET aspirants, when one is closed in that particular case, guys, we say for kth harmonic, it is going to be k plus 1 divided by 2. Here it says 1 is closed. So in this particular case, we say for ninth, it is going to be m. M is equal to, because it says here, when one end is closed, it is m. M will be, that is 9 plus 1 divided by 2. That is going to be 10 divided by 2. It will come out to be. So n is 5, m is 5. So n divided by m, it will come out to be 5 divided by 5. Come out to be. So answer in this case. Answer in. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Next question you have over here. Okay. This is an interesting question. I would want you guys to focus exactly over here. This is the question. See the question. Consider a long solenoid of length L. Understand this very carefully, boys and girls. Consider a long solenoid of length L having radius r, and n is the number of turns per unit length. Small n is the number of turns per unit length. You have got a solenoid. Okay. And this solenoid has got length L. Small n is the number of turns per unit length. Number of turns per unit length means n divided by L. So you can say this n will be equals to n into L. This n means total number of turns. N is length. And mu naught is the permeability of free space. Then the inductance of the solenoid is, okay, length. This length over here is given as L. This is L length. You are supposed to find inductance of the solenoid. Inductance we also represent with L. Let's suppose this. Guys, see. Before finding the inductance, let's find magnetic field over here. What is the magnetic field created in the solenoid? Mu naught n into I. What is the area of the solenoid? Area of the solenoid is pi r square. Okay, when you take a solenoid, solenoid's area is pi r square. Can you find the flux through one turn? Flux through one turn. Sir, flux through one turn, flux will be equals to magnetic field into area. Magnetic field is mu naught Ni. Area is pi r square. Okay. Now, if I say total flux is going to be total number of turns, that is capital N, into this mu naught. This is magnetic flux through one turn. If you have to find total flux, you will be multiplying with N. So Ni divided by pi r square. Now guys, this N you can write as small n into L also. So phi total will come out to be small n into L, mu naught Ni divided by pi r square. N into N becomes N square. Then we say L mu naught. Then we say I into I would say pi, and then we say r square. Now we also say, sir, flux is equal to L into I. L is the self-inductance. So this L will be equals to phi divided by I. Now what is the value of phi? N square L mu naught I pi into r square divided by, I would say, current I. I and I will be cancelled. So N square L mu naught pi into r square. This is going to be the, I would say, inductance of this solenoid in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants. So if I check, it is going to be the option 1 in this particular. Okay. I hope this question is also clear. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, you have this question number 6. Take a look. Take a look at the question number 6. Consider a particle moving along a straight line whose position is as a function of time is given by. Position is given as a function of time. S is equal to alpha t square. Then we say minus beta t plus I would say gamma. Alpha is given as 1, beta is given as 6, gamma is given as 5. So put it over here. So it is going to be 1 t square. So it is t square only. So it is t square only. Minus beta in this particular case is given as 6. So 60 plus gamma. Gamma in this case is given as 5. Guys, it says that the average speed of the particle from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 6 is. Average speed. Position is given, you are supposed to find average speed. Very interesting question. First of all, let's find velocity. Velocity is going to be ds by dt. Differentiation of position with respect to time. Now, differentiation of t square is 2t. Differentiation of 6t is minus 6. Now, first and the foremost thing, my dear NEET aspirants, we need to find out the path of the particle. From what time to what time this particle is actually moving. So we say in this particular case, guys, let's find what is the position, okay, at what time particle's velocity becomes 0 or when the particle turns. So we say put velocity is equal to 0. If you put v is equal to 0, so it is going to be 2t minus 6 is equal to 0. So take it over there. So 2t will come out to be 6, t ones are, 2 ones are, 2 threes are. So t will come out to be 3. So velocity of the particle is 0 when time is 3 seconds. But object here it says it moves from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 6. So means at t is equal to 3 seconds, the particle has turned. It has changed the direction. Because when particle changes the direction, it stops first. Its velocity becomes 0. So I can say particle has traveled. Please listen to this carefully. Particle has traveled from 0 to 3 seconds, then from 3 to 6 seconds. This is the path of the particle. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, let's first find the position. I would say position at t is equal to 0. Put t is equal to 0 over here. So this is going to be 0 minus 6 into 0. I would say plus 5. So it came out to be. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, put t is equal to 3 seconds. At t is equal to 3 seconds, let's find the position of the particle. If you put 3 square. So 3 square is 9. 3 square is 9. Minus 6 into 3 is 18. Plus I would say 5. 9 plus 4 is 14. Okay. So minus 18. So this will come out to be minus 4. Now let's find the position at t is equal to 6 seconds. Okay. Put t is equal to 6 over here. This would be 36 minus 6 into 6 is 36. Then we say plus 5. Because this and this will be cancelled, it will come out to be 5. So this is the position of the particle at t is equal to 6. This is the position of the particle at t is equal to 4. This is the position of the particle at t is equal to 5. Now, boys and girls, I will be telling you how you can find the distance in this particular case. Guys, first you will be finding the distance. Listen to me very carefully. First you will be finding the distance from 0 to 3. I would say from 0 to 3. 0 to 3. How do you find the distance? Distance is going to be simply that is S3 minus S. S3 minus S0. What is the value of S3? That is minus 4. S0. What is the value of S0? That is minus 5. This is 5. Minus 4. This is going to be minus 9. Minus 9 mod is plus 9. So 9 meters. Then, boys and girls, from 3 to 6. From 3 seconds to 6 seconds, we are supposed to find the distance. So how can you find the distance? You will say, sir, S6 minus S. Now tell me, what is the position at S6? That is 5. This is 5 minus. What is the position at S3? That is minus 4. This is minus 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. This also comes out to be. Now, could you please tell me what is the total distance? From 0 to 3, from 3 to 6. So I would say total distance in this particular case is going to be 9 plus 9 is 18. Now, boys and girls, if I say in this particular case, you have to find the average speed. You would be saying, sir, average speed in this particular case is, I would say total distance upon total time. Total distance is 18. Total time in this particular case, 6 seconds. From 0 to 6, 6 ones are 60 meter per second. Average speed in this particular. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Now, guys, take a look at this particular. Listen. Consider the following nuclear reactions. This is the nuclear reaction. This is the nuclear. Okay. U38, U238 gives H34 plus He4. In this is a nuclear reaction. And in this nuclear reaction, it says that take the mass of U238, this and this, as this is the mass given. This is the mass given. You guys are supposed to find the Q value of the reaction. Q value of the reaction, I have told you in my modern physics classes, is the energy released or absorbed in the nuclear reaction. And we say Q value of the reaction is basically mass defect delta M into C square. Q value of the reaction we also write in terms of binding energy. Binding energy of products minus binding energy of reactants. Since binding energy is not given over here, mass is given, but we can find. So mass defect delta M means mass of products minus mass of reactants minus mass of products. This is the mass defect. Delta M is equal to mass of reactants. Now see, U238, this is the reactant. Its mass is given over here. That is 238.050 U minus mass of products. mass of product is how much? 234.043 plus 4.003. This is the mass of product. Now from here, delta M will come out to be 0.004 in this particular. Now we are done with the question. You got the mass defect in this particular case. Now you can say Q value of the reaction will be delta M into C. Okay. Now put it over here. You'll get the value of this. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next. Now, guys, I need to give you what? Only, okay, so that it will take us less amount of time. Now, see, I'll show you this question. Take a look at this particular question. A beam of light falls on a metal surface such that photoelectrons are generated. Beam of light falls on a metal surface. Beam of light falls on a metal surface such that photoelectrons are ejected. Means photoelectric effect takes place, so photocurrent is produced. If the power of light source decreases linearly with time, okay, if the power decreases linearly with time, okay, then the variation of photo current I and magnitude of the stopping potential V with time is best represented as, okay. Guys, when power is decreased, listen carefully. What about intensity? The intensity is based on power upon area. If power decreases, intensity. And my dear NEET aspirants, this I have told you in my photocurrent, in my lectures, modern physics lectures. Photocurrent is directly proportional to. So if power decreases linearly, intensity decreases. If intensity decreases linearly, photocurrent decreases linearly. So the graph between photocurrent Okay, versus time, it is going to. And when we talk about stopping potential, I have told you so many times, sir, this stopping potential does not depend upon intensity. Okay, stopping potential depends upon frequency, and there is no discussion of frequency over here. When the light source leaves the, when a light or photon leaves the light source, we say frequency remains the same, because frequency depends upon the source, it does not depend upon the distance. So we say graph of stopping potential is going, so this V naught is going, this V, okay, so this is going to graph, and also clear. Electricity. Now, boys and girls, let's take a look at this. Now see guys, three identical capacitors P, Q and S. Each of the capacitance C are connected to the battery of voltage V. Three identical capacitors, C, identical. As shown in the figure, if the energy stored in the capacitor P and the total energy stored in the capacitor of total energy stored in the system is UP and UR, okay. Energy stored in P is UP, energy stored in the total is UT. Then a ratio of UP is to U. Guys, first of all, tell me one thing. If I say this is the capacitors connected over here, these two are in series, but these two are in parallel with this one. So when I would say in this particular case, this potential difference will be V across this. This is the potential difference V across this. Even across these two also potential difference will be V. Because I have told you so many times, potential difference in parallel remains same. Potential difference in parallel remains same. Now this potential difference in series will be divided. Since both the capacitors are identical, so this will take V by 2, this will take V by 2. Basically, if this is 10 volt battery, so it will give 10 volt to S capacitor and it will give 10 volt to P and Q capacitor. And that 10 volt is divided in P and Q. So 10, here this will take 5, this will take 5. Now, first of all, let's find the energy in P, UP. It is going to be 1 by 2 C. But what is the value of V over here? It is going to be divided by 2. So 1 by 2 square divided. 4 2s are 1 divided. Okay. Okay. Electricity is completely gone. Let's finish this quick. Now, if I say in the entire system, what is going to be the energy stored? Guys, see, U total. First of all, find the equivalent capacitance, C equivalent. Guys, these two are in series. When you have two capacitors in series, their equivalent capacitance is C into C upon C plus C. C1, C2 upon C1 plus C2. This is going to be C square divided by 2C. C and square will be cancelled, so it will. So this is this. Now this C by 2 plus this C. This C by 2 plus this C. Why? Because this equivalent of these two and this are in parallel. So in parallel, we say C1 plus C2. So this is going to be 3C divided by 2. So this is 3C divided by 2. Now find total energy stored. So 1 divided by 2 CV square. But C in this case is divided by 2 into V square. Now here we'll be taking V because to the entire system potential differences. So this will come out to be 3CV square divided by 2 2s are 4. Okay. Now UP divided by UT. So UP, what is the value of UP? 1 divided by 8 C square upon 3 divided by 4 C. And this will be 1 by 8 into 4 divided by 4 1s are 4 2s are 8. 1 divided by 6. Okay. Now guys, there is an electricity issue. I'll show you the key now. Okay. Take a look at this question. Take a look at this question. Please match this with your question. Water flows in a straight line motion to a horizontal pipe. Its option is that is 400. Okay. Next, you have this question. A current I flows. Okay. This is question number 11. A current I naught flows through a metallic circular loop of radius r. Okay, you please check this question. Option is option A, mu naught I naught divided by 12. Then, boys and girls, we move on to this particular question over here. Okay, please read this question carefully. Its graph is first one. Okay. Then this question, question number 13. Two planets P1 and P2 of equal mass having radii R1 and R2. Its answer is, I would say, root 2. Okay. Then let me zoom this over here. Let me zoom. Look at this particular question. Please take a look at this. Option is second. Okay. Then you have over here question number 15. This particular option I'm saying that is D, that is mu naught I square pi lambda into R. Okay. Similarly, this question, let me zoom out this. Okay. Let me zoom out this. Take a look at the questions also. A ray of light with a wavelength lambda incident on this. Question number 18, V1 is equal to less than V3. And in this particular case, an ideal Zener diode with breakdown voltage of volts. In this case, option, the correct option, that is 2. Next, a photon and an electron each of 20 electron volt energy. Its answer is, I would say, 225. Which of the following measurements require index correction? So in this case, we say option 3 is the correct option. Measurement of focal length of the lenses using the optical bench. Then question number 21. A unit positive point charge is taken slowly through an, I would say, in this case, option 18. Option 4, that is 18. Consider 3 media PQ, okay, and R. Its answer is, I would say, option second, that is 1. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, frictionless circular wire of unit radius is fixed. Its option is second, okay, this graph. And the temperature of a metallic sphere of radius r is increased by its I would say answer is option 3. Cylindrical cork of uniform density floats. Its answer is option D, that is 1 by 4. Here it is 4 pi r cube alpha delta t in the 24 question. 26, one main scale division of vernier caliper. Its answer is option D, that is 1.04 centimeter. Next, solid sphere of radius r and mass m. Its answer is, I would say, option 1, m minus small m into capital R plus small r whole square. Then question number 28, consider a spring mass simple harmonic oscillator in one dimension. Its answer is second, k is equal to m. The lens combination as shown in the figure, okay, its answer is 2, that is 6 centimeters to the left of the concave lens. Then question number 30, an AC voltage V is equal to 220 sine 2 into 10 raised power 3 volts. Its answer is first, that is 2.2 in this particular ampere. Next over here is question number 31. A thin horizontal disc is rotating about a vertical axis passing through the fixed center O. In this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, answer is 3, that is 1. Question number 32. A conducting loop of finite resistance lies. Answer is second, this graph. Question number 33. This is a point charge Q is placed inside a cavity within a solid isolated conducting sphere. Its answer is first one, EA is equal to 0, EB is equal to E naught. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, consider a fixed uniformly charged insulating sphere. Its answer is, I would say, P, that is under root of capital Q small q divided by P pi epsilon naught small m into capital R. And in this case, option, I would say, take a look over here. In this particular question, consider two circuits A and B having two resistors. Option 1, IA remains constant while IB in. Question number 37. So consider that sigma s k b and b. So in this case, option 1, that is LT minus 1, T minus 1, K minus 1. Okay. And here an electromagnetic wave traveling in a lossless dielectric magnetic. Second, the wavelength of the electromagnetic wave at the medium is 3. Question number 39. 1 mole of a monoatomic gas under a cyclic process. In this particular case, I would say option 3, 600 joules. And then we say question number 40. That is, consider that an electron is revolving in an excited state of hydrogen atom. Its answer is option 4, that is 1. Then I would say 41. A car travels on a circular racetrack of radius 60 meters. Option is 1, tan inverse 1 by 5. Then 42. 3 identical p-n junction diodes D1, D2 and D3 are connected. Its answer is, I would say 3. W3 is greater than W2 is greater than W1. Question number 43. The following table presents, okay, in this case, I would say option D. P second, Q1, R4, S3. Question number 44. Bob B of mass M at rest is hanging. So in this particular case, option 3, that is 5. And here in this particular case, option 2nd. Okay, so that's all for today. Please do check it with your own series.